everyone. Today I'm going to talk about the housing market crash, which is a hot topic and a big concern for a lot of folks out there. So I'll just get right to the question here. It says, hello, Lynn. What is happening with the housing market? Are they trying to crash it on purpose? What can people do who need to buy a house? Thanks. And this is tough. Yes, there's absolutely an agenda at play here. I get they have this well thought out, and there is a slow and steady plan to make owning property difficult and have the wealthy and the government owning and profiting from a majority of it all. All of it they want to funnel to the top. I see they've created an imbalance in the supply demand, so housing and rental prices are extreme. This is being done in both inflation, also a rise in the interest rates, which just keeps happening time and time again. If you're looking to buy, you're going to pay much higher rates, and if you rent, landlords can charge more because the availability of housing is diminishing. And so, this can elevate the rates, and they do so liberally because people have no choice but to pay. So people are going to maximize and make money off of it. Buying or saving to buy a home becomes incredibly difficult. People are experiencing this. And not to go on a tangent here, but honestly, this agenda has been slowly at play for decades now. We're just really starting to see the end results of it. It's like everything's coming to a head. It used to be that the middle class family, they could live on one income, they could have one parent at home, one parent work, and people were fine. You had one car, you had a modest house, one was at home, one worked, and people could survive and be okay with that. But consumerism took over, marketing took over, and a huge feminism push. And by doing all that, they were able to get both parents out there. Men were working, women were wanting to work, and all this kind of stuff. Just things started to fall apart. But who really won? They got tax money off of two parents now. They got two parents in the system, two parents buying more, using more, consuming more, bigger houses. Now you need two cars. Now you have to have daycare because nobody's at home with the kids. More credit card debt. In the end, they knew what they were doing. They tried to make it sound like you deserve it. This is for you. You need to go this way. That's not really what it was. It was about them making money in one way or another. So switching back to this whole housing crisis, why is the housing availability decreased? Because that's part of the problem too. You have inflation on one end, but then you also have a lack of availability out there. So the supply demand is totally screwed up. I see it's because the destabilization effort of many countries, it's in full force right now. As borders have become like an open door, there really isn't a border. It's just a free-for-all for everybody. The influx of people, it's at an all-time high. So the government, because they want the country destroyed, hands out vouchers for housing, free money, so people can afford somewhere to live. So not only are they opening up the border, they're saying, hey, here's basically a gift basket that we're giving you. Come on in. You have free stuff here. So what do? This leaves this country with a low inventory, and other countries too. This isn't just unique to the United States. This is everywhere. So for the rest of the people, the prices rise. Since the government is behind most of the current housing crisis, they're creating the problem. They don't care that they're making it unaffordable and keep raising rates to fund their scheme because someone's paying for this voucher. This isn't the government. So this money that appears to be freely given out, government's not just pulling out of their pockets. They're taking out of everybody else. Hence inflation. Hence increase in interest rates. All this other stuff. They're creating their own pool of money to be able to give it away to continue. It's like we're putting money into a thing to destroy our own selves. That's how this is happening. I see the middle class being the most impacted and under attack. Much of the lower income class is already getting some kind of government assistance. Not all, but a lot of them are able to get some kind of help or relief. But even they are feeling this with increased inflation. You can't go to the store without everything being 10, 20, 50, $1, more. Everything is going up. The middle attack and the small business, it's really seeing this. And eventually they want to have the higher class that can afford the taxes, the fees, the permits, and all the nonsense that they want to have everybody pay. And they're going to be the owners of everything while everyone else rents and borrows money. They're trying to completely eradicate the middle class. You're going to have the haves and the have-nots. They're going right back. They want the money funneling to the top with little regard for the people. People are tools. People are not people. People are a means to an end so those wealthy at the top can continue to stay and be wealthy. I know this feels incredibly cynical. What can you do? That's the thing. What do you do? Try to keep property in the family. Families maybe pull together. Maybe families have to come together and live together and get a big house like many other cultures have done. You might have grandparents living with kids or whatever. Try to find a creative solution to pool money so you can afford these houses and get in while you can. If you can get in and maybe do a remodel, look for things that you have the capability of fixing up. Try not to live without, above your means, things like that. Look for people to offer land contracts and try to go person to person versus going through a banking system. Whatever you do, try to think outside the box. It may be uncomfortable. It may not be your number one go-to idea, but those are a few things you can do to try to eliminate this. And once you get a piece of property in your name, you better hold on to it, because once you get rid of it, it will be really hard to reacquire. Even if you save it for your kids or another family member, something like that. It's just, we're in a crazy time right now, in a very crazy world with a lot of evil people trying to influx their greed on everybody else. I will leave you with that. Again, sorry it's so cynical, but it is a reality that we're in right now. Hop on over to the blog. Please check me out. Also, I have free stuff on my Telegram channel. I have links in my description box and also on the blog itself. So I will leave you with that and see you in my next video. Again, I'm Lynn with Psychic Focus at psychicfocus.blogspot.com. Thank you. Bye.